All right, so to begin with, always want to start with our purpose, because our purpose for MYOB is to help more people, more Australian and New Zealand businesses start, survive, and succeed. Now, the purpose that we have is really, really instrumental in everything that we do. It is used to be able to drive our focus. It is used to be able to drive our prioritization, everything that we do. So it's sometimes these are just slideware that you put up on, you see on screens, but to MYOB, it is absolutely integral that everything we do, we leverage it back to how we can help our customers to improve their businesses, to become better and stronger in the environments that they're operating in, both now and going forward. So there's something that is really key and integral to us. But then if we look at how do we apply that to the enterprise businesses that we work with inside our division. And the way we look at it is we take a focus on the fact that disconnection is the enemy of progress. And when we talk about disconnection comes in a number of different forms. It comes in the form of systems that are not integrated. It comes in the form of workflows or processes that people are working through where there are friction points or points where they have to go jump into other systems to do something. And all of this leads to a lack of visibility of your business. You start losing the ability to see what is happening. It starts increasing your costs. It starts increasing the amount of duplicate work that has to be done. So we are taking it a strong focus on that is the key area that we really want to be able to target to be able to support our customers in future-proofing their businesses. And the way we're going to do this, and the way we're working through this, is by building out a platform of solutions. So we talk about our business management platform, which is really focused on being able to support our critical business or the critical business workflows that we've identified, providing you, our customers, with the visibility and control of your business. Now, that's a lot of words, and it starts talking about the critical workflow. So let's drill into that a little bit more in terms of what we actually mean by that and connecting those workflows. So the workflows that we talk about are our customers, supply chain, projects, employees, finances, accounting, and tax. Now, those are very, very high level workflows, and there's a lot of detail that sits underneath them. The target for our platform is that we want to be able to provide you with an integrated, curated experience to be able to manage and support these workflows. Now, what that means is that not that we're going to be delivering every single piece of that functionality. We want to be able to provide a platform that allows us to be able to go through, identify the key areas that we want to work on, and then bring in other systems to be able to integrate and support you in areas that we are not focusing on or not strong in. We also want you to be able to go through and be able to integrate solutions that are specific to your particular business and be able to build out those key integrated, curated experiences. So everything we're doing is working to try and find ways to be able to provide you with a solution that allows you to be able to adapt and adjust to your particular needs, requirements inside your overall experience. So when we look at the platform, oops, wrong way. When we look at the platform, it comprises three main products that we supply. Okay, there's Advanced Business, which is our ERP solution, Advanced Payroll, our payroll and compliance solution, and then Workforce Management, being able to manage roster, time and attendance, and track your employees. Those are the three key solutions that we are focusing on and identified as we are looking to really build out all of the functionality and curated experiences inside that area. And so what this also defines is areas that we are not going to be necessarily building out in, where we're going to be looking to be able to work with our ISV partners, our and other solutions to be able to fulfill the gaps that are needed in terms of other areas within those 6 key workflows. So let's now drill down into those different solutions a little bit more and find out a little bit more about what's going to be coming through. So we start every year where we focus on some of the key drops, some of the big areas that we're going to be looking, which we believe will really make a difference to our customers. So if I go through and touch on a couple of them, I'm not going to talk to every one of them, but I'll talk to the critical ones that we've highlighted there. So first of all, single sign-on. We've all got stories about systems or customers or companies that have been impacted by different cyber crimes, etc. We want to be able to provide you with the tools to be able to ensure that you've got up-to-date security, you've got strong management of your users, making it easier for your users to be able to access the system in a very secure manner. So we're going to be rolling out our single sign-on linked to Azure AD. Now, again, I'm going to make a plug here that we are looking for people who are looking to be able to give us some early access feedback on these. So if you're interested in something like this, please let us know, because we're very keen to be able to work with customers to be able to get some more feedback around these items, around the single sign-on. I'm going to touch on the autumn release in a lot more detail. But if I carry on e-invoicing, so you heard Stephen talking about e-invoicing. It is becoming such an important element, especially when you're starting to work with government agencies. So we'll be launching our e-invoicing solution during Q3. We'll be working with a supplier to be able to do all of the document processing and document management. So if this is something that is really a key element for you, watch the space, because we will be rolling out and providing more information around that in the foreseeable future. In Q4, we've got another major release coming out, so we'll park that one for at the moment. But another key area that we're looking at in Q4 is around online payments. So the focus area for here is first of all about the ability to be able to take credit card payments through Advanced in a secure portal fashion that maintains all of the security relating to credit card transactions. But what we're also looking at in terms of online payments is what other options can we provide you, our customers, to be able to support your customers with being able to pay for invoices. So you'll see things such as invoice financing options and other options around how we can provide you with more flexible payment terms, more flexible payment solutions for your customers. If we look at the payroll and workforce management side of things, we've got the employee onboarding. I'm going to talk to that in more details a little bit later on. But then in Q3, we're looking at awards management. So awards management is becoming more and more important. And it's what we're talking about here is the ability to be able to take employees' timesheets or time cards and be able to manage that and run that through process to be able to interpret that into what it means from a pay perspective. So in Australia, you've got the Modern Pay Awards. In New Zealand, as the fair pay agreements become more and more impactful, more of this is going to be required. So we're going to be continuing to build out the rules engine and the interpretation engine to be able to support that through our workforce management product, which then integrates back into advanced payroll. We drop down to our industry solutions. Industry solutions are something that is really key to our go forward as in terms of advanced business or the advanced platform. We know is a very broad and very wide in terms of functionality that is available, and some of it is relevant to certain industries, some of it is not relevant to other industries. And so what we are doing with our industry solutions is really trying to come down to tailor an experience and cover the six key workflows specifically required for that particular industry. So we're changing terminology. We are really we are looking specific integrations that are required to strengthen our product in that particular industry. And this is something that you will benefit through as customers as we continue to build out these relationships and as we continue to grow the strength of the product in these areas. So we've currently got two main industry solutions around construction and manufacturing. So during Q1, we're going to be rolling out quality management for manufacturing as well. And the quality management is not just for manufacturing, it also supports wholesale distribution companies. So this is really about you being able to build in tests that need to be carried out on products before they get shipped to your customers. And that is just really there to be able to allow you to make sure that you're giving your customers the greatest experience around the products that they are receiving. In terms of construction, in Q2, we come to the project trust account compliance. So this is new legislation that came through, I think, last year around project trusts and construction and how you've got to manage your retentions and the bank accounts associated to your construction projects. So we're looking at, it's quite a complex piece of work. So we'd be looking to be able to build that in, to be able to support that compliance element for our customers in around the construction management. And there's obviously a lot more. And then on the side there, we've got a couple of our stretch goals. So the machine learning, or the AI ML for accounts payable, really what we're talking about there is is the whole character recognition and automation of the creation of your accounts payable. It's something that is so critical and so important, and we've seen Acumatica has launched this a while ago. We are continuing to push to be able to launch this and release it to you for your benefits at the same time. So those are a couple of the really stronger key events that we're looking at during the course of the year. Let's drill down a little bit more into the autumn release. But before I do that, I do want to touch on a couple of points around how we do releases. Now, I'm going to start from an assumption that everyone generally knows that MYOB Advanced is based on the Acumatica ERP solution. So Acumatica is a US-based company. They are the fastest growing ERP solution over the last 6 years. And essentially what we do is, what MYOB does is we take the core Acumatica solution, we put a layer of ANZ compliance over it and some changes required for our region, and we send that out as MYOB Advanced. Now, MYOB and Acumatica work very, very closely together. I'm on calls with them on a very regular basis, on a weekly basis. And we're fortunate at the same time to be down at the Acumatica Summit in Las Vegas earlier on this year, where every year they do this event where they talk about what are their plans, where are they going, and really start drilling into how they're performing as a company. So I encourage you, if you didn't know that, or if you haven't understood that relationship, have a look at the Acumatica website, go into and look at the recordings of the keynote addresses at their summits. It's really interesting to listen to them, to understand what drives them, and at the same time how we feed into where they're going. So that's just a bit of an aside, but fundamentally Acumatica do 2 major releases, R1 in March, R2 in September. We effectively will release those 6 months later. So we do our autumn release in April and our spring release in October. Now, the reason we leave it for the 6 months is we want to make sure that that is really quality stuff. We've obviously got to do our layers of compliance and ANZ localization over the top, but we also, as I say, we want to make sure that we are delivering good quality product to you, our customers. So we want to be on the cutting edge, but we don't necessarily want to be on the bleeding edge, especially with our model of pushing out upgrades to our customers. So we do those 2 major releases, as well as a couple of other releases during the course of the year, where we're looking at some enhancements, especially around payroll and some compliance areas. All right, so very shortly, you're going to start getting some more feedback and details around the autumn 23 release, which we're going to be rolling out very, very shortly at this stage. So let me touch on a couple of the highlights relating to that particular release. Now, I got to be honest, I'm not going to go through all of these different items. So what you'll see is that within each major release that we do, there's always a lot of new features, a lot of changes that happen inside each of the different areas. So just touching on, so you can see a couple of the items in the different parts of the product, but I am going to highlight a couple of things that come through on a regular basis. So under projects and construction, you'll see I've highlighted in pink there the side panels. Likewise, in distribution, you'll see side panels coming through. If I carry on going under manufacturing, you'll see there's a good couple of features there, but again, you'll see side panels inside there. Technology, we've spoken around the single sign-on. Once we get back into CRM, some additional features, but again, we're looking at side panel enhancements in that space. And if we carry on through to field service and mobile, once again, under field service, you'll see side panels. You can obviously see the theme around this. And so coming back to what Beverly was saying earlier on, Side panels are such an important part of this product. It really helps you to be able to drive efficiency inside your organization. And if you're not using side panels, I strongly encourage you to talk to your partners, talk to your support people to be able to work through how you can set them up, how you can use them, because side panels are the quickest and easiest way to start your journey on automation and driving your efficiency. They allow you to bring relevant information closer to you to be able to get to that without having to go to other parts of the system. So this is something I'd really, as I say, I really encourage you to talk to your people and see how you can really embrace them more. And it's part of a theme that you'll see that is going to be running through the program or the releases over the next couple of releases, how we can continue to drive efficiency and usability inside the solution. So that's a bit of an insight into the autumn release for Advanced Business. If we touch on Payroll, so Payroll, again, we've got a couple of releases that go out during the course of the year for the Payroll solution. Our number one thing that we are always focused on is the 2023 compliance. Compliance is such a key area, and it's something that you expect us to be able to manage and be able to drive and ensure that your product and the solutions you're working with are always up to date from a compliance perspective. Both the ATO and the IRD are at this point in time very happy to throw lots of compliance towards us, so we are always working to improve that. And especially in the New Zealand area, we're coming with the Holidays Act changes that are coming through later on this year. We're going to have to be addressing all of the management of leave around that and the associated impact. So compliance is something that we are always focused on, and we are always going to be top of our list. After that, we've got a number of different areas, and if you look through them, greater efficiency through reduction in manual steps, improved error identification, enhanced performance. Everything we're doing there is really focused on how can we make it easier and more efficient for you to be able to work with this product? How can this product support your process in more ways? And so we're constantly looking around the usability and how we can drive the efficiency. And another key part that we're doing is the advanced employee onboarding. So with the onboarding is really around you bringing on new staff to your organization. Finding staff and getting staff up to speed there's a big expense associated to that. So we want to make sure, and we want to help you to be able to ensure that their first experience is always a good experience. So with the onboarding solution, what you're able to do is you're able to invite them through an application, through a mobile app, capture all of their relevant details, get them to get the signatures on the documents, send out any documents, training details, etc. associated to that, and have all of that information flow directly back into Advanced Payroll. It helps create a great experience for the employee, as well as driving efficiency for your team back in the office, because you've got less paperwork to do. The data's captured for you, brought through, all of that set up and ready to go. So again, I'm going to put out a plug here in that we are looking for customers who are wanting to work with us as part of an early access program to get their feedback, to get your thoughts on it, how we can improve it, etc. So if this is something that is interesting to you, please reach out, let us know, because we'd really be keen to be able to work with you and to get your feedback on the new functionality as we build it out further. If we then look at our workforce management solution, which is the newest part of our solution, as I say, it's really focused on being able to manage your employees, making sure you've got the right people in the right place, working to be able to track what they're doing and how they're progressing with their shifts. So key areas that we're focusing on with workforce management is around deeper and tighter integration between the workforce management solution and Payroll. I mentioned earlier on the industry awards. It is something, the industry awards is something that is continually going to be growing, and there's going to be constant expansion on those areas as the requirements in the compliance changes. We'll be continuing to monitor that and keep those up to date. We want to make it easier for you to be able to get onto the product and start working with the product to reduce the time to get up and operational, to improve your return on your investment associated to it. And then constantly, we're just looking to continue to improve the quality. We've had a couple of challenges around quality. We acknowledge that. So we're going to be constantly pushing the quality and focusing on how we can improve things. Now, if I drill into the overall roadmap, I'm not going to go through all the details of this. This is all going to be available to you. The key things that I think I've already mentioned are highlighted there in terms of the onboarding, as well as the awards that are coming through. So I want to finish off with a couple of key themes that you're going to see that I've already been talking about in this session, but themes that are going to be permeating through the next couple of releases that we're going to be doing. So one of the key themes that we're working around is usability. Usability, in my opinion, is probably the #1 feature of any product. The easier it is, or the more intuitive it is for you to be able to use the product, the quicker you can come up to speed with it, the easier it is for your team to be able to adopt it. And so we are constantly looking at usability and how we can improve the usability. Now, one of the key things that you're going to be seeing coming out probably more towards the end of next year, but there's going to be bits and pieces of it flowing through, is we're looking to completely revamp the whole way we deliver the user experience. So that's a very technology-driven area, but the benefits that it delivers to you as customers is going to be significant. So picture the time where where you can go through and adjust any one of the screens inside the product, moving fields around, hiding fields that you don't want, bringing fields into different parts to be able to more streamline your process flows. So at the moment, you have to get a developer to do that. And we get feedback around the product that the product has got a lot of fields. It can be look daunting and become complex because we have to cater for a number of different industries. So you'll be able to get to the point where you can hide things that are not relevant, tabs on the screen, etc. And so we see this as such a significant benefit that that'll be able to give you so much freedom and so much flexibility. So that's something that you'll see. As I say, it's not in the next release. It's going to be coming over a period of time, over the next few releases as we get to that point. Another key thread that we are always focusing on is reporting. Again, we get your ERP system or the platform solutions gather so much information about your business, and it's one of the key benefits to be able to utilize that information to be able to gather insights into what's happening and answer the questions to be able to make decisions. Now, we do get feedback around the fact that people want different reports, or that reporting is a challenge. And so we're looking to be able to improve the way that the various reporting techniques work. So there's a number of different reporting options that are available inside the product. The key area that we're focusing on is our generic inquiries. So generic inquiries are rolled out throughout a number of parts of the system and allow you to be able to pull information from a number of different places and gather them together. So again, I'm going to suggest here that if you don't have someone inside your business who understands how to use generic inquiries, or be able to do some rudimentary building of generic inquiries, I would strongly encourage you to get someone trained up, because it really allows you to be able to get more out of your system. Now, we're going to constantly be looking to make it easier to work with these tools, and we're going to be constantly growing the reporting suite. But every company wants to report in different ways. And so the more you can understand how the reporting, especially generic inquiries, work, it gives you more ability to be able to get more out of your system. Strengthen the workflows. This comes to a point I was saying earlier on. We know that Advanced has got very wide functions, has got a lot of different functions, but at times they don't go deep enough to be able to accommodate some of those potentially not straightforward use cases. So we want to, instead of creating more and more functionality inside the product, we want to now start deepening the functionality that is available at this point in time, so that we can more easily accommodate those edge case use cases, and just make it that you can get more done within the solution. And then integrations. As I mentioned earlier on, we are not looking to be everything to everyone. So we know where we are going to be focusing on, but then where we are not going to be focusing on, we want to be able to pull in really key third-party vendors, ISV solutions, etc., to be able to fulfill the needs in that space. So we're going to be continuing to work on integrations with integration partners, but also making integrations easier so that you can also carry out integrations that you might need to do specifically to your business. So again, these are not things that you're going to be seeing dropping specifically in each particular release, but you're going to see elements of these coming through every release that we do as we continue to build out and strengthen the product.